Hello, this is Zach, and I'm filming in the swamp. Sort of got shoes on today. I've cut my toe open on some glass. I have stepped in some really nasty mud while I followed this little river out into the swamp. Now, my goal is to get back to, not to civilization quite, but I want to go explore Lake Alice Woods. First step is to get over this little thing of water without... Okay, I'm just gonna walk through it. Might as well. I'm already all wet and dirty. That's fine. So, I'm in these little trashy, swampy woods, trying to get out of them, and we're gonna go to the bonfire pit. Now, if you've already seen the video where I explored the bonfire pit and that weird sort of shrine in the woods, you don't need to watch this. I accidentally deleted quite a few of my videos, including that one. So I'm showing off the fire pit again in a new video because I'm already out here and I gotta get back in that direction, so I might as well have a look at it on camera. Also, I've got this new selfie stick so I could get better angles of everything, which is fun. It's a lot easier to have a selfie stick than to hold a camera a few inches away from my face. But let me turn the camera, speaking of that, and show you where I am. I'm here in Lake Alice Woods, sort of smack dab in the middle of UF campus. And there's weird stuff out here. There, a chunk of concrete. Where did it come from? Who knows? There must be a story behind it though. I'm catching my phone on sticks. If you go further out that way, it's just Lake Alice and mosquito, and the swamp leading up to it. But I'm trying to go this way because I think this is where we will find our bonfire pit, the site of many happy fires during my time at UF. So the bonfire pit has a weird history. My first year in school, I was... There's a bug sort of in the air. I was exploring the woods, looking for wild animals actually. My roommate and I heard owls and we thought it was a coyote. It was probably just an owl. Their hoots sound sort of scary at night. We were exploring the woods looking for wild animals, and we found a sort of crappy bonfire pit out of the sinkhole. And we tried to have a few fires at it, and it was tough. Trying to have a bonfire in a bad pit is not fun. So I dug a deeper pit, and for several years we had bonfires out in the woods. Occasionally the police would bust us and tell us, stop, go home. No one ever got in trouble, like arrested or anything for that. Oh, look at this really spiky vine here. But yeah, we got told to stop having bonfires several times. And it's been a while since we've had any. But there's nothing quite like going out in the woods, roasting some marshmallows, and you can even roast green apples over a fire. But there's nothing like going out, making s'mores, getting a bit drunk, having fun, not endorsing alcoholism or anything, or underage drinking. But it amazes me. It always amazes me, because I was in Boy Scouts. It amazes me when I meet someone who's never been to a bonfire and never gone hiking or camping. Like, we evolved out in the plains of Africa in nature. How the hell have you never been hiking? How have you never camped outside? There are people in the world, maybe some of you watching this, and if it's one of you, fix it. You can. There are people in the world who have never slept outdoors before. How is that possible? Like, we're the only animals that have never slept outdoors. That's insane. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera just so you can see the swamp. I'm right near where it starts. Anyway, here we are. It gets muddy down here. I'm going to try not to get my feet stuck in it. But this is the swamp. UF is the swamp, and this is sort of the main lake at UF. Starts down here, and past that stand of trees is Lake Alice. That's where the gators live, the true gators. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera and we'll keep going down this trail to the fire pit. So, yeah, I built this fire pit a while back. It's not in the best state of repair right now. It lives sort of in a sinkhole, so it's harder to see the light from it if you're outside the woods. You don't want people walking by to say, oh, what's that big flickering light in the woods? Because I'm not a huge fan of police, obviously, but I do understand if they see like a weird light in the woods, they want to go investigate. They're not trying to ruin people's fun. They're just like, trying to figure out what's going on. So this fire pit's sort of hidden down in a sinkhole. You'll see it in a second. But that does mean that whenever it rains too hard, it gets flooded and it has to be rebuilt, which is fine. It's had several iterations over the years, and currently it's a pretty big fire pit with some wooden benches around it and a big wood pile. None of it chopped down, just like dead wood that's fallen off the trees that could be used for fires. And we're almost there, so I'm going to turn the camera again. Here we go. Down there is a fire pit. Not in the best state at the moment. It's been months since we had any fires out here, and before that it was several years. But they got benches here. All the rocks have fallen in. There should be a circle of rocks here. This should be dug out. Then yeah, just a sort of circle of logs to sit on. A bunch of wood to throw in the fire. Just extra rocks if these rocks get buried and you need new ones. And you can sort of just let's move this big log. You just have bonfires out here at night, and it's pretty fun. And I think the official story is that this used to be an ROTC fire pit, because ROTC is like the pre-military kids, and they do lots of drills out in these woods. I believe they had a fire pit for training purposes, but over the years other people maintained it, including me, and lots of students used it for having bonfires. Anyway, we're going to keep going through the woods. If you are a UF student or on campus, you all have a fire, just be safe about it. This is a swamp. You're not going to burn anything down, but don't pick up the flaming logs and toss them into the woods. The only way you could damage these woods and light them on fire is through malicious intent. It's so wet out here. Look at all this green. These woods will not catch on fire by themselves, even if you have a big fire going in the pit. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera, and if you watched my jogging video last time, we're going down the same trail I jogged on. So here we go. We're going out to a place where I stashed my clothes while I went jogging. And I started building a second fire pit out there because a while back we were having fires every week or two. And we wanted to have a second pit because it's sort of, once you picked up all the dead wood in an area, it takes a lot longer to gather wood for a fire. So it's nice to have a second location to sort of, capitalize on there being more wood in a new place. So I started building one. It didn't quite work out. I didn't finish building it. And instead I sort of erected a standing cross out there. And why? I just had a very tall piece of wood and a narrower, shorter piece of wood. I thought, a cross in the middle of a fire pit, that would be pretty funny. I just want someone to come out there at night and be like, oh, Jesus shrine in the woods. I think it's probably fallen down by now. So we'll go see if it's still there. If it is, that'll be pretty funny. I always felt like life is not enough like a video game. There's a reason why video games are addicting for people who play them. It's because you actually have more interactive stuff when you're outside, and there's more tangible rewards for what you do. So let's say you're playing Minecraft or something. They're abandoned tunnels underground, they're temples, there's all sorts of cool stuff you can find. When you're actually hiking in the woods like this, there's not many abandoned cool structures you can find. There's not many man-made things out here you can interact with. So I like the idea of someone's walking in the woods, they just find a big cross in the woods or something. Something that tells them other people have been here before. And it's not just the woods. So as beautiful as nature is, sometimes it's weird to feel like you're just alone out here. Anyway, we're continuing down this trail. Like I said before, there are mountain bikers who use this trail. They really do tear it up. Look at all that mud. I'm hoping none of them come by right now. I don't want to have to get off the trail to let them pass. But this trail leads all the way out to the medical school parking lot. You can get from one side of campus to the other, really, just in these woods. And sometimes you find weird stuff out here too. Not just the fire pit and the cross and everything, but there's lots of military activity out here. There are some lean-tos built in the woods. Even right here on this tree, there's some duct tape on this tree. They across the trail, there's more duct tape. So there's probably a camera trap to see animals going by in the trail, or to probably to count the number of mountain bikers who cycle past. If there's a camera on each side, then a laser on one side, a receiver on the other, they could count how many things go through that trail. So they can count how much use this trail is getting by people. It is on university campus, so there's lots of weird experiments going on out here. Sort of fun. But I'm almost where I want to go. In a second, we're going to go off trail. Look for where I sort of cached my clothes last time I went running. This time I got a bag with me, so not a problem. But out there, you got Hume Field, where I spent several years of my life when I was in college. And out that way is still Lake Alice. Then if you turn the camera the other way, this is going towards the medical part campus, like Shands Hospital and everything. You can get sort of right across from Shands just by walking through the woods here. And if you turn the camera, I'm going to take us sort of to a weird river on campus. And this is not like the little tiny stream from the last video. There's actually I guess a creek out here. Ow! Thorns in the woods. Here. Let me get through all of these invasive plants and find the river I'm talking about. It should be out where there used to be a bridge, but now that bridge has fallen down and they never really repaired it. There's still flagging out here. I don't know what that blue flag means, but here we are. You can almost see it through the trees here. There's a river, and sometimes there are venomous snakes out here. You can find water snakes out here in this river. And here you go. This is one of the larger rivers on campus. It goes all the way out to Lake Alice and out to a sort of retention pond out that way. And now I'm going to take us to where the big shrine in the woods used to be. It's probably fallen down. It's been months since I tried building a fire pit and put that up. But if it's still there, it'll be cool to see. Right, not promising. That's leaves of 3. It could be poison ivy or poison oak or something. Hopefully I don't get any rashes on my legs from walking through all that. But I see a wood pile out there, but I think that the little shrine has fallen down or been knocked down by someone who doesn't like Jesus. Yeah, there it is. Someone has knocked down the standing cross out there. Sad. Anyway, there's still a wood pile out here. If you cleared this, you could definitely have bonfires out here. There's standing water right there. You won't light anything on fire. But not encouraging anyone to do anything dangerous out here. You should always stay safe when you're having fires or doing recreational activities in the woods. You don't want to do something you'll regret later. I have one friend who is sort of famous in the Boy Scouting world because when he was in Scouts, he and his friends burned down a very large tract of the woods by accident. I remember hearing stories back when I was in Scouts about the camp, I think it was Apalachicola, that had to be evacuated and all their tents burned up. And then one of my friends was like, oh yeah, that was our patrol that did that. So be careful if you play with fire. And on that note, folks, peace out. See you all later. Go out in the woods, have some fun, camp out, be an actual human who has slept outside before. Bye everyone.